Hello everybody, welcome back to the Bison Workshop. I'm Bob, and we're going to show you the finished product. Let me bring you guys down there so I ain't looking up at you guys. We've got her done, well, almost done. We got a few little changes to make. And originally we was going to use the T1 Cattleman forearm grip, and I may still yet use it, but I went ahead and printed one out. So this one here I printed out myself and got my barrel band on it, and the block, the grip, and folding stock. And we got on the side of it bison, and looks pretty damn decent. I got to do some trimming on this. I didn't keep an account the forearm grip going back further than the stock, so basically I'm going to have to cut a slot out right here so that this will go all the way, but for the time being I just wanted to put this in. I thought that looked pretty cool too. I got the caboose, the barrel train caboose on there to hide the threads for the shroud that used to be on it. And I had printed the same thing on the end of the forearm grip, and it was actually the right size. So now it gives me an idea of how much I have to cut out to cut a slot out right here, which will probably run into this hole. So I may have to readjust the print and take away this hole and add the relief so that this will slide all the way down and butt up against this and go around the threads. But other than that, feels pretty good. And what we did, we used the Cattleman buttstock since the gun was a piece of crap, and then I printed out, instead of using these, I decided to make them with my logo on them. So these will be going on my site, well, they're already on my site for sale. And yes, these will fit the Colt 45. They're exact replica of the Colt 45 grip plates. I got the two, and they got green in them. So we're going to do the same thing to this part right here, the breech block. We're going to put the green in it like we did this right here, and we're going to paint the logo on it just like we did the hand grip. I just haven't done it yet. I also printed out a new, or designed a new trigger guard, which is exactly the same as the original. I wanted to keep the original one on the gun stock that came off of it so that it's all complete. So it's sitting back here. All I gotta do is pull the screw, take the forearm grip off, put that back on it. You know, if I ever sell it or whatever. But she's done, except for them minor little adjustments. Other than that, it's still going to look exactly the same. We also have our clip holder, or mag holder, and we've redesigned the mag holder. So let me put this down and we'll show you what we got. So first of all, right here are the trigger guards. I will be putting these up on my site for sale. And the reason I did this is because one of my subs messaged me and said that he had took his apart to redo the stock. And I'm guessing that his son ended up getting it and he can't find it nowhere. So I decided to go ahead and make this. And we're going to put these up for sale also. And then these here are for the Avenger. That fits the Avenger clips, mags. And basically it just slides on the shroud. And it's got one set screw in the side. So this is for the Avenger 25 cal. I don't know if the 22 and the 25 is the same width, but this one is made for the 25. I've got 2 of those, and if I sell them, I'll print some more out. I don't sell a whole lot of Avenger parts. Once in a blue moon, I sell a part for Avenger. Alright, and then the mag holder for the 30 plus, I redesigned it so that I can use it for the 30 plus or the Challenger, because the Challenger's clip and the 30 plus are exactly the same size. And the Challenger one is just, I mean, just a hair thicker. I mean, not even enough to really, you can't even notice it, but it's just a hair thick enough that it made this tight. So what I did was readjusted the holder to have it so that this here would just slide in. So without the set screw in it, and I'll show you that here in a minute, what I decided to do was, when I made this really loose, and then on the inside of it I put 30 cal on it, because it won't fit the 357, I don't believe. I'm pretty sure it won't. But anyway, on the back side of this where it mounts, there's a set screw and a spring and a hole in the hinge here that will not allow the BB, and yes, I used a brass BB or copper BB, and put in there, and it just barely protrudes enough that it hits the clip. So when you put your clip in there, it hits that ball and presses the spring and holds tension against it. So that way we won't have to worry about doing any more sanding, because I tell you, I get tired of that sanding, and I'm sure you guys don't like doing that sanding either. So we're trying to get it to the point where nobody has to do any sanding. So, but that worked out really nice. So from now on, when I do these, I've got 2 of these coming back because guy said one of them was a misprint, which I can see that happening. It might have been when I was trying to resize some pellets or slugs, and the slug machine is mounted right on the bench that the 3D printers is sitting on, and they were all printing. And when I went to press that 50 cal slug through the resizer, it was really tight, and when it let loose, it jarred everything on the bench. The 3D printers and everything bounced off of the table, and it caused the to realign and do a misfit. So it might have been when that happened. So my apologies to the guy who did that, but I told him to send them back to me and I would replace them, and we're going to replace them with the new updated version with the adjustable tensioner. So Now these will probably end up being raised in price. I hate to do it, but you know, I got to pay for the set screws, the springs, and the BBs. So I'm going to have to probably add $5 to these just to make up for the added work and parts that needs to go in this. But in the end, it makes it a whole lot nicer magazine holder. So these are already on my site. So anyway, so there you have the Challenger 30 cal with the tactical forearm grip in stock. I'm probably not going to sell these yet. I want to be in test mode right now because there's some places that, well, there's one problem that I'm thinking of, and that is that this here mounts on with one screw. I would like for it to mount with 2 screws, one back here and one up here. But it only mounts with the screw that I had to make for here because, again, I wanted to keep the original screw with my old stock, the original stock, simply because it was longer and it was too long for this stock. So I had to make a new one, and I got to glue it yet, but it's got one screw that holds it on right here. And I can see that loosening up. I mean, you can see that there's a little bit of a play right there between here and that, kind of moving around. I'd like to try to figure out a way to put a screw in here, but it's kind of hard to do simply because this is where all your trigger assembly is, and we'll just have to see how that works like that. So because of that one problem that I don't know how it's going to end, I'm not going to offer this for sale for somebody to gripe about. And they will, trust me. In the air gun industry, there's a lot of crybabies. I'm sorry. But it's the truth. I'm one myself. But this will work. So everything's pretty solid. Now it's a little thin up here at the top, but you're not really holding anything right there. The only thing that's holding is if you got a bipod on it. You know, this is all pretty strong, and your Picatinny rails are pretty strong because it's pretty solid all the way through there. This is all 100% infill, so it's solid plastic. And I've got another one that I redesigned that looks like this exactly. The only difference is right here where all these little, I guess you'd call them tracks or whatever, band, I made them a little heavier. So basically I just took an O-ring, you know, a plastic, you know, O-ring in my CAD, and just slid it down over there and molded it to that in every one of those. So there's a round bump on each one of those, in between each one of these holes. That should look a little bit more rugged. So we're going to try that one, and I want to try to chamfer this a little bit to bring this, you know, like a slant, so it kind of looks a little better contour. And we're going to make a new trigger guard for this that's going to be especially for this stock, simply because the original ones look like that. I need this slot here to not be in there, and then I need this to be level with this one. So we're going to redesign this and make this one for this so that we don't have that gap in between there like that. So other than that, we got a working stock, guys. So all I got to do now is paint it. Paint the green in the stock. And let me take that loose and show you if I can find my straight screwdriver here. I think I can take it all off of there with just that one screw. Well, that figures. Let me go get a screwdriver. I'll be right back. Gotta be careful not to put this in the fan. Got a ceiling fan up there. And there's the screw that I made, or bolt. So now, I did hit the fan. The shit hit the fan, guys. And that's what it looks like without the stock. And we'll give you a little shot. Hey, what y'all think of my new Bison mug? So as you can see, we got the nuts inside here that presses in. So you have to actually press the nuts in so they actually stay with the stock and you ain't got to mess with no nuts. I sure wish that this hole here would have been up here somewhere, but really ain't a whole lot you can do about it. That would have been really good because with the original stock, because it's got enough out here that it keeps it from turning. We've got probably 1.5 inches overhang, so really not a whole lot that can keep that from having a lot of stress right here in this point beyond this screw, because you have so much on this side. So I'd like to I'm going to try to see if I can't figure out a way. There's enough room right here for me to put a screw down through there. So what I was thinking about doing was making a new piece that goes down on there, and let me put my screw back in here and we'll show you what I'm talking about. There is a way, we just got to find it. So since there's a round spot right here on both sides, I can probably take and make a block that will go down on here that actually overhangs this, that overhangs on this right here, so that once you get it on, you just set your block on there, it overhangs over top of this so that this won't go down, and then tighten the 2 screws down, and I think that'll work. So, and then we can just kind of chamfer it to make it set in there. It'll be like a wedge, but it'll just overhang this part here just enough to keep this from going down from the stock. So that way you have it held from both sides. It's a work in progress. Now if I get this nailed down to where I'm very comfortable with it, then yes, I will make a kit for the Challenger 30 cal. Now, I don't know how long the 30 cal is going to be popular. Once I get it made, nobody will be buying parts for the Challenger because there'll be bigger, better stuff out there. So, that's usually the way it works. So, you can see how well that works for the mag holder. And if you want to put more tension to it, you just take this off, take the Allen head wrench, and just do a half a turn or a quarter turn to give it a little more tension. Simple as that. So there's my Challenger, guys. Now I'm probably going to have to make another block right here because not all foldable stocks are mounted like this. This one mounts on with a cap screw in the middle and has a slot that goes in it to keep it from turning. The folding stocks have a thread on it that this stock screws into and has a lock nut. So I gotta probably have to design a new one so that this will fit just about any stock there is. So anyway, this video's gotten a little long. I just thought I would update you guys on the Challenger and show you what we did. And I think it looks pretty good, guys. Look at my chair here. Don't belong there. There we go. I'm a righty. Or a lefty. Looks pretty good, guys. What do you think? Alright. Anyway. I would also like to bring up something else. Let me put the chair back over here so I can sit down. When you guys think of Bison Workshop, it's not we. It's not us. It's not you guys. It's me. There is no guys. It's just me. I do it all. I make the parts. I sand the parts. I design the parts. I sell the parts. I advertise the parts. I do it all. The guy that asked me about the clip because his was misprinted. He says something about your company or you guys at your company or something like that. He kind of indicated that I have a factory. My factory consists of this little area and my office, and you guys have seen both. In fact, if my fish tank wasn't getting ready to be tore down, I'm getting ready to tear my fish tank down and give it a makeover and give it a thorough cleaning. I done the living room computer or printer, living room fish tank already. So we're in fish tank cleaning mode right now. So I thought I'd take a break on the fish tanks and show you guys what I had going on. Now, I thought that turned out pretty nice. For me to be able to draw that in that CAD kind of surprised me that I did such a good job on it. It works pretty good. In fact, this one here is one of the 3D printed ones, and the original one is on the original stock. So don't forget to have your Bison Trump coffee. You guys have a good one. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Later.